What made you? Because for me, like I'm very extroverted. We have very different personalities. So I've always been more of the type of person that wears my heart on my sleeve. I like to share lots. I love taking pictures. I love to post. I love to like share my life. But you're sometimes I feel like you're kind of the opposite in the sense that you're more private. And like for a long time, you didn't even want to start an Instagram.
I didn't, and I've never been on Facebook.
And you've never been on
Oh,
Facebook.
there's nothing wrong with Facebook,
But
I
like,
definitely am more, I would say more private with my life, definitely.
but
And you're more like Daddy, you're definitely more.
I'm a lot like Daddy in the sense that like I feel I don't know, just very open, and I love to share, and you know what I love?
You're a little flamboyant.
I'm a little flamboyant, but I also like when people can watch me and they can relate to me and go, I went through that too, or I know what she's going through, or I've had that happen to me, or like I like being able to share that. That's what I love about being part of Total Divas is that on the show on Divas I can just share my life and not be afraid because we all make mistakes. Like every girl that I've worked with from the very, very beginning, whether it was JoJo or Eva Marie or Summer or Cameron, no matter who I was working with, we always like, it felt good to be able to share what was real and to not be afraid of people judging me. But for you, I know it's you haven't been a part of showbiz, you know, like you've been more.
Thank you for reminding me of that. I appreciate it.
So what is it that Jenny wants to share on YouTube? What is it that you want to, what is your message?
I think most of all, I want to remind people of what it's like to be a good person, to treat people well, to be kind. A big part of, I love cooking, so a big part of cooking is bringing people together,
Right.
having family meals, reconnecting, that kind of thing. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You can be a great chef and just use very few ingredients.
Right.
And it's not even about the cooking so much as it is about bringing people together. And I used to do a lot of charity work and a lot of volunteer work, and that to me is a big passion. So I think if you have a platform and you're able to talk to people, it's, for me, the most important thing is to tell people about kindness and what it's like to be a good person.
Right. That
And
actually,
to give back.
yeah.
More than anything.
It's funny because I was watching this Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga was being interviewed by Oprah, and I like Lady Gaga's music. I'm not her biggest fan or anything, but I like a lot of her music. But I never really knew a lot about her as a person, and I watched her being interviewed by Oprah, and she said a lot of the same things she said that she wants to like teach people about kindness, and she wants to literally use her platform and music to spread kindness. That like kindness wins, and that like I didn't even know that she was a victim of rape in her late teens, and that she had gone through all this crazy stuff, and she was hospitalized for like months. She said she didn't get off her couch for 6 months. She was like so traumatized and so devastated inside, and I was like, I had no idea about any of this. All I knew is that Lady Gaga was this famous rock star that's a multi-millionaire that's was in these movies, and she's a worldwide icon. But when she was talking about like all these things that she went through, she said that after it's all said and done, the message that she wants to send is that she wants people to be kind. And she's like, it's just something that's transcending from me, that like kindness always wins, and everybody that we meet goes through something.
Yes, and I strongly believe that at the end of the day, all we have left is ourselves, and that's who we have to account to. And so if you can go to bed at night and know that you're a good person and that you've done something good to help someone else's life that day, then that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how many friends you have.
Yeah.
It's really about just at the core, knowing at the end of the day, you've been a good person.
Yeah. No, and nobody knows what tomorrow's going to bring. I was saying that the other day when we went to a funeral, and I hate going to funerals. It's like when I walked into the funeral, the first thing I thought about when I walked in was like, it reminded me of Daddy's funeral, and it made me feel like instantly like, I don't want to say sad, but I just like everything just came back to me from that day.
Trauma from that day.
Trauma from that day, and just like it just brought back so many emotions. I literally was like, I was just overwhelmed for about 2 minutes. I was like, I couldn't even like, I felt
Playing it back.
it was such a like flashback of Daddy's funeral. But none of us know what tomorrow is going to bring, like you said. Every single person I have ever met in my life has gone through some sort of trauma. And we all handle trauma differently, but what is it that we take from it? Because I know it's corny and it's probably like a Dr. Phil quote that is in a book somewhere, but it's everything in life is really a lesson or a blessing.
I love that.
I do too.
That's
A
very
lesson or a blessing. But like, it's true. Like, I think about all of the hard times everything that's been hard or difficult in my life, I've learned from it. I've grown from it. And even though at the time it was hard and it may have like made me feel, like I couldn't overcome it, I'm here. I'm still standing. I overcame it. Like, we're all gonna make it. We just have to all be compassionate with each other. And
There's a lesson to be learned from everything, and it definitely, sometimes what is hard to go through, it makes you a better person, it makes you a stronger person, it makes you more empathetic, which is a big part of it.
And I think I feel like that's almost our biggest downfall sometimes, is that we're too empathetic. We're too overly sensitive towards everybody's sensitivities, to the point where it's like somebody, drops a bottle of milk at the grocery store and we feel like maybe they're going through hell that day, or like, it's like, no, they just dropped something on the ground. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, you don't have to analyze life. Like,
Or buy them in a jug of milk.
Yeah. We're so empathetic almost to a fault. But I would rather be overly nice and kind and put that kind of love and energy out into the world than be mean. Because, like I said, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. None of us know whether we're going to be here tomorrow. Anything can happen between now and tomorrow. Anything. I'm not trying to psych you out. But that's, for me, that's why I wanted to do this channel, is because, like, to be able to share this with you, and then to be able to spread positivity and kindness, and be able to share different things that we go through, and, whether it's makeup or food or funny
Stuff with the kitties.
stuff with the cats, or wrestling, or us just sitting out by the pool chatting. Like, I want people to be able to kind of take part in our journey and grow from it.
Definitely. But I think the big message is about positivity and doing great things.
Yes, and eating cupcakes.
And eating cupcakes and good wine. Champagne.
And major kitty kisses.
Which people say.